Oh, it's hiding in the back. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, they really did these, and I hate because nobody can see them because they're not tall enough to see it.
You do. Hey everyone, look at my face. It's devastating, right? I want to inform everyone about the risk of a BBL broadband laser facial. I recently went in to see my esthetician and was told that this would be perfect for my skin. No risk, no scarring, no downtime, just a little bit of swelling. Unfortunately, after my service, I went into shock, had to be sent to the ER, and now have first and second degree burns. This service is not for melanated skin, not for pigmented skin, and at this point, shouldn't even be offered to people with brown skin. Look at you, so cute. She's ready.
No, sis, this shit hurts. I'm never fucking coming back. Do you understand me? I'm never coming back. This shit fucking hurts so bad. This shit hurts so bad. I've been here since 7:30 this morning. I'm just leaving. I woke up freaking the fuck out. This shit hurts so fucking bad. I'm about to just pee on myself because I gotta pee. And I don't care. Yes, I did. But he's still gotta take me home. That's a 20-minute fucking drive. I hate this. I'm never coming back. I don't even want to come back to Miami. I don't want to come back to Florida, period. This is how the fuck they treat people.
I'm 38. Boyfriend is sexy and 22. He swears he's single, but I've been put into a baby mama's fight club. He spent the night at my apartment, and several women put Apple AirTags in my car. Now I suffer random ass whoopings all over town. Attacked while getting my nails done. Attacked in a Burger King drive-thru. Wig snatch at the post office. He wants me to take self-defense classes and stop embarrassing his name by losing fights everywhere. He says he can't control what others do, but I can learn to protect myself. Recently found out he's planning the fights and has guys filming and uploading the fight videos to his channel. I'm healing, but also mad as F. Leaving him is not an option because I don't want the hood rats to win. Advice.
Where you been, Bob? Ooh. Bob got smacked. Wow. What was that for? What was that for?
Coming out the house and going out there smoking and going on and all that.
Ooh, Bob. Oh, my.
I don't want to do it no more.
To do it again, it felt good, Bob? He said it felt good.
I done done it.
He said it felt good. Felt good, Bob?
Knock the fuck out.
Wow, Bob.
Yeah.
Smacked him with the whoop whoop. Pop said that felt a love tap, wasn't it? Yeah.
Will you marry me? Sorry, nah. You said to yourself. The question is, will you marry me? Yeah. Somebody said that. Somebody said, ask her, would you
If it was
okay.
true.
All right then, girl. Here. Got another one. Where's that?
No, babe, that's the wrong finger.
Oh, I'm sorry. Come on.
This is the real finger. I already got
Okay, you got two of them.
For love, I give that illustration in the book. You know, we call everything love. We say we make love, that's sexual intercourse. That's not making love, that's sexual intercourse. You know? There is no definition for love. We don't even know what it is. We have affection. That's as close as we can get under this system. A decent definition, a true definition for love is yet to be manufactured, because we yet have to have a situation that you can measure it. You can't measure it. There's no way to measure it under this system. Because you can't have love. Where's the logic? You can't have love without justice. In an unjust system, there's no way that you can have it. That's why we call everything love. Sex is love. We're making love. You're not making love. You're just having sex. See? I killed her. because I loved her. All right, thank you. Guy stand right there in court. Why'd you kill her? Well, I killed her because I loved her. That doesn't even compute. That doesn't make sense. You killed her because you loved her. You know, and you're still here. What would you do with somebody you hated? See what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Woman, before you leave here, you're going to tell me you love me. I'm going upside your head. Okay. There's an old saying. I think it's a song. I told you that I love you, now get out. It's no good. People tell you that they love you on their own. You got to ask. Forget it. Whatever that's supposed to mean, let them do it.
According to compensatory logic, love without justice does not and cannot exist. Love is justice, and justice is love. Both are one and the same. The question is, what is the best and correct way to begin the process of producing love between and among the people of the known universe, both white and non-white? The answer is, it is correct to say that you love non-white people or that you love white people. It is correct to say that you love. It is incorrect to say that you love any people. Do not try to find reasons to say that you love people. Do not confuse wants, desires, needs, and fascinations with love. Instead, try to establish a condition that will produce white people and non-white people who love themselves and each other without saying that they do and without thinking that they could do anything other than love themselves and each other by practicing justice and correctness. Welcome back to On the Shoulders of Giants. Happy Monday. I am Joseph Ward, and once again, we are reviewing Neely Fuller's landmark book, The United Independent Compensatory Code System Concept, a compensatory counter-racist code, a textbook workbook for thought, speech, and or action for victims of racism. And we are continuing Area 6, which is politics, picking up on page 187 at the bottom, at the note part of 187. So you see at the beginning of the video, the clips with the BBLs going wrong and the alterations to the body. The one young lady had the burns on her face, and the other young ladies had the BBLs. The beginning of the video with the BBL, the end BBL, and then it went into the love. You're seeing different aspects of love. So we're going to get into all of that, right? And how does that apply? So do not tell people that you love them. Wait for them to tell you that they love you. When a white person uses the word love, ask him or her if he or she loves you. If he or she says yes, ask why. If he or she says no, ask why not. Study the comments and answers that you receive. As long as white supremacy exists, and as long as the confusion that white supremacists have produced through the use of words dominates the ways that non-white people think, speak, and act. The word love may or may not have a definition that can be agreed upon, applied, and at the same time understood. And that's one of the things he was talking about in the clip. What is love? So from my observation and my research, love for us, especially Black people in this day and time, it's not even remotely real, especially with lowest marriage rates. But if love is justice and justice is love, then yes, true love does not exist. But our perception of love, or the way we practice love, is more of romance, is more of sex, it's more of transactions. What can you buy me? Where can you take me? What lifestyle can you put me in? It's not something that's codified, something that's rooted in morals and values, and correct morals and values that produce justice and correctness. the love that we experience and the love that we engage in is more of something that does help to prop up the system of white supremacy. Once again, 25% marriage rates. We went from 80% marriage rates to 25% marriage rates. So our idea of love is something that is just some fly by night thing. Just it's an idea. It's a fleeting feeling. That's exactly what love is for us. It's a fleeting feeling. It's also an idea, but it's not something that's practical or concrete that we can actually use in mass. I'm not saying absolute, but I am saying in mass. It's not something that we can use in mass to be able to create justice and correctness. It's something more so to make people feel good at the present time and moment. So therefore, I agree with him in this concept of we don't really know what love is. There's no real definition of love. We have our ideas and concepts that were given to us about what love is, but it's nothing that is tangible or concrete, because you see the way we practice love produces nothing, because it's an idea. It's a fleeting idea and a fleeting feeling. Do not wait until you so-called love or like non-white people before you speak and or act to minimize conflict, or before you speak and act to help the person who needs help the most. Racist man and racist woman collectively operate the system of white supremacy in such a manner that people who are classified as non-white are not permitted to express love for each other. This is key. White supremacy, while subject to white supremacy, the non-white people of the known universe are only permitted to show some limited affection or concern for each other. Limited affection or concern, but look at how we treat each other. There's no real love. We don't even treat each other right. I'm not going to say in mass we don't like each other, but there's enough of influence of us not liking each other. There's enough visibility of us not liking each other out there to produce a overall narrative and help push a narrative that we don't like each other. But we know there's a good amount of people that don't like each other. Black people, we're in a dire position, and we have to get back to the basics. We have to get codified. Everything we do, every concept, every aspect has to be codified, and it has to make sense to be something that can produce justice and correctness in all areas of human activity, right? This is what Neely Fuller is saying. If we were going to get it together, especially in the area of love, because love is more so connected to that sex part. And he also, remember, in the beginning of the book, he said sex is the second most powerful force behind white supremacy. It gets people moving. It gets things done. While trying to help non-white people do the constructive things that need doing, do not praise them, do not denounce them. Now, this is something that is new to me. I know he said it before, but we read it last video, but it's new. So let's go further into it, right? There is reason to believe that many non-white people, while subject to the system of white supremacy, do not react in a constructive manner to praise, to denunciation, and or to most criticism. True, especially nowadays. Many non-white people have such weak thoughts of their self-worth that they cannot receive praise, denunciation, or criticism and put it to use in a manner that is constructive, right? It'll either go straight to your head or it will demoralize you. And look at the amount of attention that is sought today. People want to be praised. People want to be looked at as something worthy and valuable, rather than understanding that as of right now, we are a cog in the wheel to stop the system of white supremacy. Therefore, it is best and correct to not comment on what non-white people do or say, but instead try to do or say things that are constructively effective in replacing white supremacy. Avoid all non-essential remarks about what other non-white people are doing or not doing in regards to opposing or supporting the system of white supremacy. Now, later on, I'm just saying now, but later on in the book, in this section, he talks about not praising the person, but giving compliment to the skills and the abilities and the contribution that the person has made, especially if it was constructive. So if a person was able to help others raise their self-esteem, You praise that person for the skill set of helping others to raise their self-esteem, not necessarily praising the person, but praising the skills, right? Because the thing is, in this system of white supremacy, we really don't have too much to praise. Because the only thing that we need to be saving our collective praising energy for is praising the end of white supremacy. This is what he's getting at. Here's another question. Who should be regarded as a hero or heroine? Here we go further into it. The answer is nobody. Nobody. That no, they ain't come out. All right. In the known universe, either people do what they should do or they do not. Most of the time, they do not. When they do what they do, it only means that they are doing what they should have been doing all along, doing the correct thing, the same thing, the justified thing, the thing that produces justice and correctness, the correct thing, right? If somebody needs help, help them. Because that's the correct thing to do. Just like that. Whoever needs the most help, make sure that they get the most constructive help. That's what the code is about. Whoever needs help the most, make sure they get the most constructive help. That should be normal. That's what he's saying. This should be normal. It shouldn't be something that we praise. You shouldn't make a hero out of somebody doing what should be done or what needs to be done. Especially if the overall goal is to produce justice and correctness, unless we lying about it. And we know most people are, because most of the time in the world that we live in, and the cities that we live in, overtly or covertly, especially white people, are dedicated to maintaining the system of white supremacy. So it may look like it helps you, but does it really? Here's another question. Should a person take pride in being non-white? The answer is no. The person should not take pride in being anything. What a person should do is, 1, seek to know truth. 2, seek to use the truth in such a manner as to produce justice and correctness in all areas of human activity and human interaction. Here's the note. The aforementioned is all that needs doing by any person, any place, at any time. Learn from all people, both white and non-white, everything that you can that is of constructive value. Do not, however, praise any person in the known universe for being an example of what a person should be. We should be good. We should be just. We should be kind. We should be nice. We should be helpful. These things should be commonplace. But in the system of white supremacy, it's not commonplace. When you plant something in toxic soil, everything that comes out of that toxic soil will be toxic. The degree of toxicity may vary, but everything that comes out of that soil will be toxic. America is the toxic soil, and everything that came out of it is toxic, including us. Understanding that, that's why we need to get codified, get under the code, and work to end this system so we can get this poison out of our system. Stop calling anything that a non-white person does or says great or something to be imitated for no other reason than what was done or what was said was different or attention-getting. Study what was done or what was said for its true value. Explanation. So many non-white people are so desperate for a so-called hero or role model that they too often give praise to activity that does little or nothing to help the white supremacy. To help end white supremacy, or little to help produce justice. I'm gonna read that again. Many non-white people are so desperate for a so-called hero or role model that they too often praise the activity that does little to help end white supremacy, or little or nothing to help produce justice. Right? Do not worship, idolize, or incorrectly cater to any person because of his or her possessions, knowledge, or appearance of power. Be polite and constructively helpful. But do not belittle yourself or others in order to gain the favor of such people, right? There are a lot of pretenders out here, especially in this conscious space, this Black intellectual conscious space, this Black space, right? It's a lot of pretenders. They speak well, but no tangible outcomes, but they get all the praise. And Neely Fuller is saying, why are we praising people for not producing justice? Why are we praising people for talking about justice? Because, later on, we're going to talk more about the leaders and the spokesperson, because we have a lot of spokespersons, but we don't really, according to compensatory logic, we don't have any leaders, but we have too many spokespersons.